Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel Coder Vlogs. In this video I will show you how to implement news application in Flutter. So now let's get started. So first of all I want to show you the website where all the details are available. So this website link will be available in the description. Just check it out if you need any help. Okay, first of all, when you create news application, what you will need? The answer is data. You have to show data information in the news application, and where you will get that data? You will get that data from online resources using API, using REST API. So you don't need to create API by yourself. I have ready-made solution and I will share now. There is website called newsapi.org. So you need here API key. To get the API key, here you will sign up. I have already signed up and I have the API key. Then you will go to the documentation section, and at here you will get every single question answer, that what type of data you want to fetch from this online resource. So what I am fetching is top headlines. When you are fetching this top headlines, you have to mention the country name. So I am fetching top headlines from the United States. Okay, as this is the link, this is the URL, and the country is mentioned as US, right? And then the API key is written. So in this way you will fetch the data from the API and it will give you the response in the JSON data format. This is the JSON data format. If you want to fetch everything, suppose let me show you. So if you want to use everything endpoint, this is the endpoint, right? So I want to fetch everything about Bitcoin. So you will write this URL, mention Bitcoin over here, and then API key. So it will give you all the data about the Bitcoin. So this is a very big documentation. You can study it, and if you want to create a custom features like categories, search news or favorite news, so for that type of features you have to study this documentation, right? So now let's get back to my application. So this is my application demo. So currently there is only a list view, right? And then there is a list items over here which has image, title and description. Very simple application, and this is showing the top headlines in the United States. So this is what we gonna make in this tutorial, in this video. So first of all we have to go to the pub/spec.yaml file, and then you will use two external library. First you need something for state management, to manage your state, and I'm using the getx for that. Getx is very simple and easy solution, very fast. So you will write here get, and then it will integrate the library, and then I will use the HTTP for making the API request, because our online resource is in the internet. That's why we need HTTP to fetch data from the internet. There is another library, dio, which is also, which I am highly recommending to you to use that library, dio. Okay, As I am using getX state management, then my design pattern will be model view controller, MVC. If you don't know about MVC, just search on it on Google or research or check my website. So for that you have to organize your project. For that you have to create 3 folders. Number 1, model. You will create a model folder, a model package. Then you will create a view package. Then you will create a controller folder or package. Then you will create one more folder, and that is service. Why service? Service will contain a helper classes, right? Like you want to take any help, like external help, so you will write that code in a helper folder, and I will explain the rest one by one. In the model folder you will write business logic, or you will write what data your application will capture or will contain. So in my case, my application is containing 3 type of data, that is title, description and image URL. Okay, then let's talk about the service, the helper class. Helper class is only responsible for the API request. From the API request I will get response in a JSON. Okay, then this method in a service class, there's a method get news. It will convert the response into a list of news article, list of news article. News article is a model, right? If you see here, news article is a model which is already written in my project, so it will convert to the model. Now let's talk about the controller. So controller is responsible for too many things. It is responsible for user interface. It is responsible for fetching data from the backend, and that's why it is responsible for too many things. First of all, let's see what is in the code, what is inside the controller. Inside a controller we have observable list of news article. Then we have method to fetch the news. So basically this news controller will fetch data from the API using the service class, helper class. When the data is fetched from the API, it will be added in this observable list. This observable list is connected to the user interface. When any data changes in this observable list will be automatically reflected in the user interface front end. So it is very rapid, it is very reactive approach. Automatically the interface will change with the data. So that's why this is a very rapid approach. And this is not ordinary list, this is the observable list. It will observe for data changes and it will show the changes in a UI automatically. Okay, now one class is remaining, and that is view package, view folder. It is simple. In the view folder we only write code for the front end, for the user interface. So in the user interface we just define the controller object over here, which require a parameter of new service object, and it require API key. So this is my API key. So you will create your own account and replace this API key with yours. Okay, so this is the front end code where I describe the logic. Like I have used OBX. OBX is part of the getX library, state management library. So basically it will observe, it will look for the list in the controller. If this list is empty, then it will show waiting progress bar, that data is loading. Okay, if when the data is fetched and added to the list, then this code will be executed. Build news list, it's a custom widget which I write it, and in this widget I will show a list view builder, right, where there is a list tile. It contains three type of data: image, title, and description. Okay, so in this way I take data from the server and display in my client Flutter application. And you can see here there is a code. Basically sometime API give wrong data about image URL, so I am filtering that data. I want to fetch only correct data, so this code is for that. So all the code will be available in the website, and in this way you will create this type of news application. So I hope you understand the basics fundamental of how to create news application. So thank you for watching the video. If you have any question, just ask me, and if you want me to add more features in this application, so you have to write in the comment so I can understand. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.